Hello and welcome to A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Solar System. We will be conducting an investigation into our solar family over the next few days here, and bear with me as we try something new with these video lessons. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. Let me know what you think of them at the end of this unit, and maybe we'll do it again, maybe we'll never do it again, but I just wanted to give it a try. What we're going to be doing with this unit is we're going to be exploring the solar system. We are going to be creating our own Hitchhiker's Guide. We're going to be creating a scale model of the solar system and hopefully contributing to a podcast at the end of it. But to get started today with lesson 1, we're just going to do a little introduction and get started on our first project. I have included here today as our background image a constellation, and I like it because constellations for many centuries, thousands of years, have been used to tell stories across cultures and pass down beliefs and traditions through time. And I think human beings have always been very fascinated by the stars. We've always been fascinated by what's beyond our own planet. And so this unit gives us an opportunity to think about some of those things, what else is out there. But this picture is also of a unicorn on a dog, and that alone is awesome. I should say a dog on a unicorn. And I kind of wanted to start the unit with us imagining ourselves as these dogs on top of the unicorn, riding through space, exploring the solar system. We're going to have a great time. Let's get going. Okay, throughout these lessons, we're going to be focusing on 2 essential questions that all of you should be able to answer by the end of the unit here. First question is, what are the basic components of a solar system? You may know some of these already. Maybe the sun comes to mind, maybe the planets, but you may also learn about some new little things that are floating around out there. And number 2, we're going to be asking the question, what are the unique characteristics of each planet in the solar system? And you individually will be doing a report on a single planet, which will then be shared with the rest of the class, and you'll get to learn a great deal about the solar system. All right, where are we going with this? I wanted to briefly lay out the different projects we'll be doing during this series of lessons, and then the different opportunities you have to earn credit. So here we go. First off, everyone will have to do this one. We're going to create a catalog of our solar system in the form of a Hitchhiker's Guide. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a famous sci-fi series. I'm just kind of ripping that off. We're going to make a little booklet that's going to catalog different elements of our solar system. Everyone will be doing this as we go along. It'll be a way for us to keep notes on the information that we're gathering. We are also, as a class, going to build a scale model of the solar system. And we're going to build it in the hallway. It's based on something called the Voyage Project, which I believe started in the Smithsonian, and it was a sidewalk where you could walk through our solar system, and it was done to scale. I think it was 1/1000th of the size of our actual solar system, but you can walk and you can start at the sun and go visit all the 8 planets, including at the end Pluto. We're going to do something similar in our hallway out in the hall, and each of you will be contributing by creating a report on an individual planet, and that will be shared in the hallway then where that planet gets pasted. For extra credit, this is an optional activity here. You could submit something to a podcast. I have a goal of creating a school-wide podcast. Maybe it'll only be 15 minutes, half an hour, depends on what we end up getting. But I would like it if you could either share something about the planet, the report that you did, or maybe something about a constellation. Maybe you could share some artwork that comes out of your Hitchhiker's Guide that we could add in as a visual. We can talk about your contributions later if you have some ideas, but for right now I'm just going to put that out there and see what you guys come up with. So 1, 2, and 3 are the main things we're going to be all getting graded on, and then 4 is a possible extra credit opportunity for you. Today, with lesson 1 here, we're going to be starting to answer, what are the basic components of the solar system? You're going to answer this by creating the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Solar System booklet. And in order to start taking notes on that, we need to make it. And that's where this set of slides comes in. So what we're all going to do, and you can do this along with me right now, is get a piece of paper. And this paper is going to get folded a number of times. And you need to follow along with me as I'm doing this, so make sure you have this. You can pause right now, go grab some paper off my desk or wherever I laid it out for you, and follow along and fold it just like so. So we're going to start with a piece of paper like this, and we will fold it the long way, hot dog style, just like so. Make sure the corners add up or line up, because this is a somewhat needs to be a little bit precise in order for this booklet to pan out and look right. So corners nice and lined up. That one looks absolutely beautiful. This side also looks pretty good. Then I'm going to take it and open it up. Now I have a line, a folded line right down the middle of my page. Should look just like the one you see on your screen here. The next step then is to fold it in the opposite direction. So fold it in half, open it up, and then fold it in half the opposite direction. So we'll start full page, fold in half the other direction, the hamburger way. Get that here. Again, just be careful, try to be precise with your folding, make sure the corners are lined up, because we are going to be working with this booklet for a couple days. We want it to look nice. Take a little bit of time to do that. Ask a partner for help if you can't quite fold well. All right, next step. Got it folded in half. We got our 4 quadrants. Next, we are going to put 2 more folds into it. We're going to fold it right here and right here. That's going to give us a total of 8 panels into our piece of paper. So right now I've got 4. And what I'll do is I'm just going to take this half of it and fold it in half in towards that center crease. Okay. And again, I do want to try to keep it nice and square as I'm doing that. Okay. Boom. Do it again on this one, folding it in towards the middle crease. This one's looking pretty good. All right, now I got my sheet. It's got 8 panels on it, and I'm ready for the next step, which is to cut right down the middle. The yellow line here that you see on the screen is where you're going to make your incision. You're going to go right down the middle, 3 panels worth. I'm going to do that here. You're going to end up with something that looks like a pair of pants. So there we go. I'm into the second panel, go up all the way 3 panels, and I'm going to stop right there. Okay, here we go. I've got a cut. I've got 3 panels. I've got, that looks like a pair of pants. Okay, maybe some Lego legs or something. We are now going to fold this in half. Let's go ahead and do that. And then through a little bit of manipulating, we will fold it in on itself to make it clover-like, and then fold along the creases that you already made, but this time in the opposite direction. Should look like a plus sign now. And now you can choose how you want to fold this up, but what you will end up with, if you fold it all in on itself, is this. And this is our booklet. This is going to be our Hitchhiker's Guide. This is something you're going to need to put your name on and hold on to. It's your Hitchhiker's Guide, and hopefully it looks nice and clean. It's got a cover page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages, and then 1 on the back. We're going to be filling up all these as we go. If you didn't end up with 8 pages or something goofy happened, let me know. But if you got your 8 pages, then go ahead and move on. If you've got all 8 pages and you're ready to go, then you can take a little bit of time now to pause And I guess as a brain break here, you can decorate your cover page. Don't take much more than 5 or 10 minutes to do this, but your cover page should have the title, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Solar System, and it should also have a picture. Here I've included on mine a picture of the constellation of Perseus and Medusa's head, just because I thought it looked cool. You can find something that you think looks cool, it's going to grab the reader's attention, and then make sure you put your name on the cover as well. All right, you can pause at this moment to get that done. Like I said, only take about 5 or 10 minutes to work on that because there is more material afterwards. Okay, so brain break, we'll be back in 5 seconds. Okay, hopefully you have put a title onto your Hitchhiker's Guide. If you haven't, see, I have mine all ready to go. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Solar System by Mr. Z. All right, at this point, I want you to think, pause, stop, and just think about what is in our solar system. What do you know about? All right, what objects are you aware of? I'll give you a minute to think about that. You can jot it down in your notes, maybe on the back of your notebook here. We'll see what you think. So just take a few minutes to think. What do you know about? Maybe you thought of the sun. Maybe you thought of the planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. But did you think about the comets that are out there? Are they part of our solar system? Did you think about any asteroids that might be floating about? What about all the different moons? We have a moon. Saturn, Jupiter have many moons. Did you think about those things? Just something to consider, because we will be learning about it throughout these lessons. Now, moving on, I want to take a brief moment to pay tribute to the wonderful sun that is at the center of our solar system. We've talked quite a bit already about how our solar system is heliocentric, meaning that everything revolves around the sun. And it's the mass of the sun that gives it its strong force of gravity. And basically, the sun is the thing that keeps our solar system together. It's the supreme ruler of our solar system. It turns out if you were to collect all the mass in our solar system, you took all the planets, the sun, all the gases that are floating around out there, you put them into a bucket, 99.86% of that bucket would be filled up with the sun. And only 0.14% of that bucket would be filled up with all the other planets and objects, which is depicted in this pie chart right here. Okay? So the vast majority of our solar system is the sun. It is the most massive thing by far in our solar system. It's humongous. All right? That's why we are going to give an entire page, the very first page, to the sun. Page 1 of our booklet is going to be about the sun. I've just given you some information there, and we're going to be looking at some other pieces. Here we have a comparison of the sizes of different planets to the sun. So we've got the sun over here on the left of the image, and then we've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all in order there. The size of them is to scale, which is to say that that's how big they are relative to each other. However, the distance is not to scale. They aren't actually that close together. They're much further apart. But if we look at this right here, we can see that the sun is much bigger in diameter than any of the planets. We can see that Earth, in fact, is pretty small of the planets. There are some really big planets that have some rings around them. They've got some funky sort of patterns in them, like Jupiter and Saturn. And then we have Uranus and Neptune also that are kind of blue and smooth looking. So we're going to talk about these different types of planets in a moment. But for right now, I just want to make you aware that the sun, even if you were to put all of these things in a bucket, like I said earlier, the sun contains the vast majority of all the mass in our solar system and therefore has the most gravity, and that's why we revolve around it instead of it around us. Okay, page one then. After you've got your title page, page one is going to be about a tribute to the sun. You can title it whatever you want, but it needs to have a title. It needs to have some sort of picture and then some facts about the sun, which include the diameter, the surface temp, and the mass of the sun. And then some advice, maybe a small paragraph or a few sentences at the bottom, some advice for someone who's going to travel to the sun. Again, this is the Hitchhiker's Guide, so it's not going to be very useful if we don't have any advice for the hitchhiker. Within that page then, give them a couple pieces of advice if they're traveling to the sun. Okay? So that's going to be it for lesson one of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We're going to pause there and then we will come back to this booklet tomorrow. So your goal today is to have the cover page done, well, the booklet made, the cover page done, and then page one, Tribute to the Sun, with those facts about the sun. You'll have to look those up online. I have some resources linked in Google Classroom that you can use to do that. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for tuning in and sitting with me through lesson one of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Solar System. Have a good rest of your day.